Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to today's learning clinic. Uh, Proudly brought to you by the Let's Connect team, Wikimedia Foundation design team, and especially we are featuring Wikipedia at 25. Next slide. Yeah, so today's clinic is a special one because of course we are still in the celebration mode for Wikipedia's anniversary, and today we are bringing to your screen a special clinic that helps to spotlight the design team behind all of the brands for Wikipedia's 25th anniversary this year. We've all seen a lot of, there've been a lot of bustling around this birthday events, and all of the designs, the videos, the toolkits that you've been using were proudly designed by some amazing staff from the Wikimedia Foundation. And today you have a first-hand experience of meeting with them, hearing about the amazing designs they've done, and of course, you also try your hands on how to use these designs for amplifying the events in your community. Sorry, just a minute. Next slide. Yeah, so today we have our amazing speaker, Bex, the senior visual designer from the Wikimedia Foundation Brand Team. And we also have Marina Ramos Smith, an associate creative director, also from the Wikimedia Foundation Brand Team. And as you can see on my screen, you can see all those beautiful designs, the birds that is flying, and the other one just at the top of Beck's image. Next slide. As in every of our clinic, we always ensure that we observe trust and safety guides. So if you ever feel unsafe or you have any safety concern, please do well to send a DM to all of our team members that have the LC besides their username or their name on Zoom. Thank you. So, what is our culture? Let's Connect is a peer learning program co-developed, co-created by the Wikimedia Foundation and communities. And they both operate as a joint initiative to promote skills, also create space for Wikimedians to share their skills, exchange skills, right, amongst themselves. And as always, we usually have a good time on all of our clinics. We make people feel comfortable, and I'm sure you're feeling confident right now. And we believe everybody have something to learn and share, no matter the experience. So this is a safe space. Trust me, you're going to enjoy this clinic. Next slide. Next slide. So you may wonder, why are you even here today? Even though I've said a little bit about why you are here, let's deep dive into why you are here. So you are here to learn how to use the Wikipedia 25th birthday puzzle tool. I was expecting to see some emojis, some stickers, and also today you would understand how to use the tool to create and share posts on social media. So for some of us, we are still here to to post about Wikipedia 25th birthday anniversary. And today is a very good day for you to learn how to use the puzzle tool to create and share posts on your social media. And most importantly, you have an opportunity to meet the Wikimedia Foundation brand team that is behind all the communication buzz about and around Wikipedia 25. So, next slide. Next slide. A little bit about what we have in store for you today. I'm doing the check-in and introduction, as you can see. We'll be having an icebreaker by Serene, and then we'll go into a little bit of presentation by the Wikimedia Foundation design team. And then we'll have a Q&A session where you can ask all your questions. And we'll come back for a puzzle play. You don't want to miss that segment. And then finally, we'll have a reflection and then we'll close out for today's clinic. And with this, we'll go into the next agenda, which is the icebreaker. I'll pass it to Serene.
Thank you, Chino. Hi, everyone. Salam alaikum. I am Sirin bin Brahim. I'm the MENA liaison at Let's Connect. If I may ask Chino if you could share the screen to the Canva link, please. أهلا أفندي مراد وعليكم السلام. Thank you. So we have two questions for you today. And we want you to open the Canva link, please. Yes, here we go. Can we go down a bit, Chino, please? Yes. So for this icebreaker, we have two main questions, but we're going to start with the first question. I want you to think a bit and think about what tools do you currently use in the Wikimedia movement and which ones are your favorite? I mean, you might use them or you might just heard about them or you're interested to learn. You can share it on the Canva directly or you can share it in the chat. If you have a reason why you like them, do share that with us, please. Maybe I can start with mine. My favorite tool is a tool called Listen to Wikipedia. It's a tool, it's a multimedia visualizer, which translates recent Wikipedia edits into a display of visuals and sounds. I'm going to share it in the chat. And please share with us the links to the tools because we're curious here to know and learn. Okay, so I use my own tools to count my contribution on Wikimedia. Amazing. My most used tool is Central Notice. It is also my least favorite one. Okay. Comments.color link to what I created. Thank you, Justice, for sharing that. Capacity Exchange, fabulous. We love Capacity Exchange too. We have just shared the link with us in the chat. Is there a tool that you want to explore? Maybe you can also mention it.
I'm curious to hear about the person who has their own tool to count their contributions on Wikimedia. That sounds interesting.
Sorry, I muted myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
All good. I was just saying that there's someone who said they use their own tool, but I'm like, what tool is that if we don't know it? If it's not a Wikimedia tool.
Um, there's someone who asked Tony, you asked, can anyone type on the icebreaker dashboard? Yeah, you can. You can type, and if you couldn't, you can just share your response here in the chat. Okay, so Ginoy added the statement where he said PET scan to extract information from multiple Wikimedia projects. Okay, I think we can move on to the second question. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your answers. And we also have Effendi who is asking, anyone can teach me how to create Wikimedia Commons gallery like that? So cool. So whoever knows how to use that tool, please help Effendi. After the clinic, of course. Now, we have another question, which is, oh, I see already responses. Wow. Do you use social media to communicate about or promote your Wikimedia work, communities, or projects? If yes, which platforms do you use and how?
Do you mind zooming out a little bit because it's zoomed in on a blank space?
Is it okay now?
No.
Blank space. Okay, let me stop share and reshare. Just give me a second.
Okay, so take this time to answer you all. We want to hear from you.
Is it okay now, Cassie?
For whatever reason, you're moved over to the blank white space. Like I see part of the yellow.
Is it the same for you, Serene?
It's zoomed out for me. I can't read the answers.
Maybe it's
Okay.
just me. Ignore me.
But yeah, I can just read them.
Okay.
So we have the first one saying that, yep. Wait a second. It's zoomed out. Okay. Yep. Usually, I use Instagram to capture our Wikimedia events, then write on the diff. Someone said usually LinkedIn and Facebook. We have also, many people are using LinkedIn actually. I use my LinkedIn page to share about my achievements. Amazing. I use LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Wikimedia Meta page. Oh, we consider that as social media. Wow. Medium post, LinkedIn. We have Telegram, Diff, newsletter, X, Twitter previously, Instagram, Facebook, Ma Mastodon, YouTube, and BS for our chapters activities. Wow. Which chapter? I want to actually see your social media accounts. It's interesting. And then said I use Instagram, Diff, and Canva as tool to navigate Wikimedia projects. Amazing. Justice also shared that I use Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and largely use them to share updates. Ramato from Nigeria. I personally use, we don't use Facebook, but we use Instagram and LinkedIn as well for Wikimedia UAE. Any other responses? Let me check. We actually have less than 1 minute. Thank you so much for your engagement and thank you so much for sharing your cool tools. I'm excited that after this learning clinic, we'll explore the tools that you shared. And now I'm gonna pass it on to uh, the Wikimedia Foundation team, Bex and Marina. Please go ahead and
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is my first Let's Connect. My name is Marina, Ramos Smith. Sorry, I actually changed my last name last year and I'm still getting used to it. I am the Associate Creative Director with the Brand Studio at the Wikimedia Foundation. I'm based in Atlanta in the United States, but I'm originally from Brazil. And I am joined by my colleague Bax. Bax, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Bex. I'm a senior visual designer here at the Brand Studio at the Wikimedia Foundation. I'm so excited for this. This is also my first Let's Connect. So very excited to share with you what we worked on and get all your questions and answer them all, hopefully. I am Irish, but I'm actually based in Amsterdam and it's currently snowing here. Very cold.
I'm a little bit jealous. It's very cold where I am, but it's not snowing. So I'm just stuck in cold. Um, Bax, could you pass to the next slide, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Awesome. Perfect. So, quick review of our agenda for today. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Wikipedia 25 design system, messaging, everything, and how it came to be. We're gonna obviously walk you through the design system and the different parts that compose it. We're gonna have a moment where we're gonna play with the puzzle tool. And then we're going to show you all how we have been using the design system to create all sorts of different communications and how that can inspire you in your communications on social media, at events, whatnot. Next slide, please. So how this all came to be. Next slide, please. We reflected on January 15th of 2026 as a very important mark, not only because obviously 25 years is a very important milestone. How many years is that in internet years, right? How many websites, if you look back 25 years ago, are still um, going. And so we felt like this was a very important moment to celebrate, but also remind people about what Wikipedia stands for and the people who make Wikipedia possible and how Wikipedia is unique in the internet and the knowledge ecosystem. So this birthday is not only a moment to celebrate, obviously, but also reintroduce Wikipedia, reinforce Wikipedia's positioning, and make sure that it feels relevant and fresh for the internet in this new era. Next slide, please. We have been using the message, and this is still a message that where the birthday message derived from, which is knowledge is human, which helps separate Wikipedia in this moment where from like all like other different tech platforms. We understand that this is what is truly unique and what actually makes Wikipedia possible, and why even AI platforms use Wikipedia to create their own content, right? And we have seen that while there is this growth in lack of confidence on other like institutions and media platforms, trust in Wikipedia because of its model is growing. So the idea that we wanted to use for the birthday was like this rally for Wikipedia's unique model and its differences in this ecosystem, which came to be with 25 years of humanity at its best. And you see that we've been playing with humanity and with the word like where humanity is, and replacing it with other things like 25 years of the internet at its best, 25 years of consensus at its best, 25 years of collaboration at its best. So that is part of what makes the system very flexible, depending on what you're trying to communicate. Next slide, please. Okay, so the next part is going to be on the design system. Bax, you're going to take them through that, right?
Yeah. So as we kind of got into figuring out how we wanted to go about building this design system, you know, you always have to start by asking the question, like, what do we need? What are the elements required in order to create this adaptable system? And what you need, basically, this is kind of the ingredients list, as I call it, but you need a logo lockup. You need your choice of typography, what fonts you want to use, and what you want to communicate. To go with that, you'd want to also incorporate a color palette and have a tone of voice, which what Marina was also kind of talking about with the messaging. 25 years of knowledge at its best, 25 years of consensus at its best. That kind of shapes our tone of voice for our design system. And then it's basically how all those four elements come together to create this whole visual system. So I'm going to break that down for you today, and we'll have a space for questions as well if you have any. So it all started to celebrate the 25 years. We began just like looking at what we had created in the past and what we have, what Wikipedia elements we have, and what are really important to us and integral to our brand. And we fell on our beloved puzzle piece. And this is not just relatable to the Wikipedia's puzzle globe, but it's also a symbol that is universally understood. And you know, it represents things from building, collaborating, creating, and like they're all core words that really are part of Wikipedia. And it was very universal in order for us to take this puzzle piece and use it as a core element in our visual expression. So that's how we came up with using the puzzle piece and putting our lovely 25 in it. And with that, we created two logos lockups. We have our big one with our Wikipedia word mark, just adding our blue puzzle piece 25 at the end. And then for shorter communication, which is something we use a lot if we're communicating on our social media, our LinkedIn, we have the shorter word mark because once it's coming from us as a brand, the W stands. But if we want to externally communicate anything else, we would use the longer word mark for that. And obviously, what was important when creating this logo lockup was that it can be localized for global use. So that's something that was like top of the list to cross-check before we developed anything further. And obviously, it fits and works very nicely having our lockup with the puzzle piece together. So from having our logo lockup decided using the Wikipedia font, which is Linux Libertine in the Wikipedia word lockup, we wanted to incorporate that as well as the Wikimedia Foundation typography in order to create our communication for our tone of voice. So with that, we came to the decision of using Linux Libertine regular, Monostrat medium, and Monostrat light for all kind of copy that we were communicating. Any headlines we wanted to create would also be used within this typeface. Marina, do you want to add to that as well?
Yes, just one small note on this. So Linux Libertine is the font we use that is used for the lockup on Wikipedia for Latin languages, right? So the idea also is that when you're creating like the headline for your content, for your design, if you don't use a Latin, like if it's not a Latin language, you use the same font that is used to write Wikipedia in that language. So that will depend because different communities have decided on different fonts. So it's hard for me to say which ones, but that is basically the guideline for that. And for Montserrat, also it's the same. It's the same principle. Montserrat is what we use for the Wikimedia logo lockup with Latin languages. If you're using a non-Latin script, you would use Noto Sense, and we can link to that as well. Oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah. So exactly to what Marina was saying, how we broke it down was the Linux Libertine Regular was our primary font that we would use for this visual design system, and our Monostrat Medium serves as like a secondary typeface that we would use. And by secondary, we decided to use it to create emphasis on words we wanted to communicate. So it's broken down here. We have our primary headline, the Monstrat for emphasis, Monstrat regular for any body copy or longer copy. And then, of course, we have our attributions. And to echo what Marina said, all these fonts are open source, but pending what language you are communicating with, we also have Noto Sans as an option for internationalization. I always find that word tricky to say. But yes, again, even having these two typefaces makes it very adaptable, makes this visual design system very playful, and that's something that we wanted and universal, and that was also very integral when it came to deciding what elements we would use and consider to build this. So now we have our logo lockup and we have our typography decided. After that comes our color palette. Before that, forgot about this side. Sorry, we have our taglines, which is also ties in with the tone of voice that Marina was messaging. And here you see our typography kind of in action. You see how we use the Linux Libertine as the primary font, as knowledge is. And then we use the Monstrat Human. And that is the emphasis that we were talking about. It's the secondary typeface that highlights the emphasis. And you can see it here also in a sentence, 25 years of humanity at its best. And then we also have our hashtag Wikipedia 25. But these were kind of our key messaging throughout anything we were creating for Wikipedia 25. So from that, as I said earlier, we get into the color palette, which is one of my favorite parts of coming up with a design system. And we have two color palettes. We have our primary color palette, which was obviously inspired by our iconic white, black, and blue, which is integral to Wikipedia, but also synonymous when you think about the internet. So it was very important to incorporate those colors within our visual design system. And we also created a lighter blue within this palette to kind of bring in a bit more of a party energy, a celebratory energy. And then we go to our secondary color palette, which is a lot of fun. And we wanted to pick colors that would complement the blues, our core Wikipedia blue, but also that were celebratory. And we didn't want to also have strong bold colors. We wanted to make sure we had light colors as well for accessibility, for when you're overlaying maybe typography on different colors. We wanted to make sure everything would be legible and understandable and purely easy to communicate. And we landed on this beautiful color palette. And these colors were actually stems from our Wikimedia creative color palette. So it's again kind of keeping this whole elements and ecosystem we have built already, but just kind of bringing them together in a new way to create this visual design system to celebrate Wikipedia 25. Also, something that we considered when picking this color palette was also that it would complement photography that we would use on Commons, and that everything kind of sits well and has its own space and doesn't kind of maybe kind of overtake anything. And that was a key thing also when picking these. So then from our logo lockup and bringing our puzzle piece to life, that's an integral part of the design system, and it can do so much. As we discussed earlier, the puzzle piece itself is universally symbolic for connecting, building, and growing. And we really wanted to incorporate that essence within our design system. So we created the puzzle pattern. And this is becomes kind of our visual cue in terms of layout design, how from the puzzle piece we've built icons, and eventually later on in this session we'll talk about the puzzle tool. But by having these pieces come together, we create a pattern. We can, build these patterns to create masks and different kind of visual layouts, which really kind of elevate our design system. And the puzzle remains unfinished, and it's ever expanding, and it should never appear broken. And it's purely showing the message of collaboration, ever evolving knowledge, and growing. And that's why it's such a nice universal symbol to have to use within this design system. So here are some examples of everything that we have just talked through coming to life. So you see here we have a logo lockup. We have a headline using our typography that we discussed. We're using our color palette, and we've incorporated imagery. And I'll just show you the next slide as well, because it's not moving. And this is we can sit on this for a second just to kind of digest everything. But here you can see how everything balances and comes together. You can see how we're using the puzzle pattern to create a mask, and we have photography coming through or artwork of some sort. We're also using the puzzle pieces to come together and spell out a letter or a symbol. We're using our logo lockup and our headline, and you can see also using body copy, and it's giving the space for everything. And what this really shows is how it might seem like we have a lot of elements, but when we lay it out together, everything has their space and their moment. And again, with the different variety of colors we're using, how even them sitting together is all very complementary, and there's nothing kind of shouting out above the rest. And these are just examples as well of what we have done so far with this visual design system. And this is also for you to take inspiration and take it further, because that's the beauty of working with this puzzle piece as just one symbol, but what it can build and create. And that's really kind of what we want to do with this. And we want to see it grow, and we want to see how creative it can be. And another fun thing, which is also, you've seen some of these peppered throughout the presentation already, is with the puzzle, we've created these lovely icons, and we've made them into GIFs. And there's a link here that you can download them. We have them in blue, we have them in black, and we have them in white. And we're also making more. And to add to that, which is something we'll link later down, we also have a brush tool that if you want to make your own icons, you can download this pre-made brush, and you can install it if you use Illustrator, for example, and you can then create your own icons yourself. So it's very exciting and a lot of fun seeing these icons come to life. I've actually gotten very attached to them. I just love putting them, as you can see, in all my presentations. So here, let's have a minute. We've talked through a lot there, and there's probably some questions. So please let us know if you've any questions, and Marina and I would be happy to answer.
Yes, Suyash. Please go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, congratulations again for Wikipedia's 25th birthday. I really, like all the designs. But I was, on the 14th of January, I was traveling to attend Jaipur Literature Festival in India, where Jimmy Wells was also coming. And I was literally struggling to get a full size banner. So, because, we want to print it at least 4 feet by 6 feet dimension. So, at very late night, I prepared these two banners and it is open for the communities as well. But it would be great, even, the mascot which we have designed, it is just a very small design,
Mm.
hardly some 25 KB. So I was not able to utilize it in my graphics. But overall, I have also shared one of the image where Jimmy Wells is signing that postcard, that the big poster. So
Wow.
earlier he asked me, can I get it? Like, can I take it so that I can hang it at my wall? I said, okay, just sign it. And once he signed, I said, no, now you cannot because now it's a signed, it's now community property. But it was really very fun in designing, recreating the big poster. Um, yeah, but and like everyone, even my, the printer also admired this design a lot. He said,
Mm.
maybe this is not very clear, like whether you pixelated or maybe you have enlarged the icon so that it becomes pixelated. I said, no, it is purposely designed for that. And if you can see in my banner also, like my the current background, there is a
Hmm.
namaste, which is maybe it's this side. Okay, okay, this namaste. So that I created with the tool where
Hmm.
upload the
The
image and
brush.
you can get the pixelated. And that namaste, that means the greetings in India, which so I really enjoyed all the graphics and all. And I thought like, okay, it's my duty now to at least upload the full size banner so that others can also print it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. We have created on MetaWiki like SVGs of the icons and of the logo lockups, but you're right, we probably haven't created a big like template version of, let's say, the puzzle mask. So that's a great suggestion, and that's something we can think about adding as well. We also have templates like Google Slide templates and Instagram templates for social media for Illustrator as well as on Google Slides. If anyone doesn't have the Adobe software to help. But thanks for creating that. And yeah, everyone upload anything you're creating. The more the merrier. It's so great to see all the different icons and banners and everything that's been created. And I think when it came to kind of deciding all the elements, we wanted to make sure, it was open source, everything was accessible to everyone to use and to build on and grow. So it's great to hear it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Bex, I was just wondering, how did you come up with the team? Knowledge is human as the central message for this Wikipedia 25th anniversary.
I think Marina can probably answer that one.
I can, yeah. So knowledge is human has been the key messaging since I think 2022. That's when we first launched some communications on that highlighted this difference between Wikipedia and how content on Wikipedia comes to be versus other platforms, right? Like Wikipedia doesn't use algorithms to suggest what people should be reading. It's all created by humans. There's like obviously machine learning in certain aspects of like translation, and there are like bots that help with reverting edits, etc. But the content itself, it's written by people. And we really thought that that was a moment that we needed to start talking about that and highlighting that. that has been the key message across a variety of communications since then. And we needed a message for this birthday specifically, right? So this is a very how do I say that? It's a very like timely thing. So it's not like next year we're not going to talk 26 years of knowledge at its best. The 25 years of knowledge at its best, of humanity at its best, is only a birthday key message. And then next year, probably our messaging will go back to knowledge is human, unless there is a necessity, like a need for us to keep evolving that, right? So the idea is that like those two coexist because you have a main message that is like this umbrella message of knowledge is human. And 25 years of knowledge at its best is the message that we use to communicate and celebrate and mark the birthday. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did perfectly. Thank you. Okay, so we are still in the Q&A. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to unmute to speak or drop your comments or your question in the chat as well. Okay. Okay, seems you're a bit scream shy today. Yeah, so I just while you were speaking, I was just thinking like we know humans are the core of Wikipedia, right? They are the machine behind the knowledge that we create. I was just wondering why didn't we consider using human as the symbol for the Wikipedia 25? Why did we still use the puzzle as the metaphor? Just curious to know, like, what's your thoughts about that?
That's a great question. And I think when it comes to creating a design system, we want to kind of keep it as simple as possible, and having a symbol like the puzzle piece that represents connectiveness, collaboration, and can be used as a visual device to create kind of texture templates. And within that, that's where we can incorporate the human, whether that's through illustration, photography, painting, anything. That's where we can kind of bring in the humanness. But we felt for the system and in order to kind of have a bit of texture and also have symbolism within the texture we use, which is the puzzle piece, it's doing that messaging for us as well without visually having to. It's also doing the humanness in that aspect because it's showing connection, collaboration.
That's interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, because we have a big community with diverse uh, Wikimedians from different regions. So I wonder if we were to use human, that means we'll have to use a lot of them, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that can then be incorporated on top of our system with whatever way we visually want to, even with icons
Yeah.
or anything we create from that onwards. But as a base, it for the system, it was nice to have the puzzle
Yeah.
piece as a kind of pattern and texture.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you so much for the brilliant response. I see a comment in the chat saying, I don't understand what we are supposed to do. Uh, Eunice, if you're just joining us, we are talking about Wikipedia 25 birthday tool. And we've been interacting, having conversation with the Wikimedia Foundation Brand Team, and they've been providing us with a lot of insights into how they came about the design. And specifically today, you are going to be learning how to use the puzzle tool to amplify the birthday events on your social media platform and also within your community. Yeah, so if you're still here, just feel free, listen in. We are just having a Q&A session, which might be really useful for you as well. Yeah, so I hope that provides some clarity as to why we are here. So Yash, would you like to unmute to speak?
Yeah, actually, I'm not able to stop myself to show this, magnet which we have created, and lots of other things like I think I have shared in the chat as well. These were the, because it was the literature festival, so it makes sense to share bookmarks.
Ah,
Yeah.
So this is, the bookmarks and stickers. I hope I have couple of other remains with me. Maybe in the upcoming conference I'll be able to share. And this is a very cool pen for Wikipedia. So yeah,
Cool.
nice.
Love it.
I hope you did upload that on Commons though.
exactly.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I just wanted to ask another question related to the design. Also, given that our community is very large, right? And we have various people coming from different regions. I wonder what was your biggest challenge in creating a design system that work across the different cultures, languages, and regions that we have. Did you face what was the biggest challenge in coming up with these designs?
I think before we landed on the puzzle piece, we went through a few different iterations. And one of them was, for example, exploring a more human approach. And I think the biggest challenge for us, and Marina, correct me if I'm wrong, was finding something that would be very universal and translatable. And then it was back like at one stage we had to go back to the drawing board and we were just like had a light bulb moment where we were like, why don't we use our puzzle piece? We have the puzzle globe, but we always had that puzzle piece that I showed on one of the first slides, that um small one with the W in it. And we were like, why don't we elevate that? We haven't really what's that? And then as we started kind of thinking about it more and kind of mapping it out, everything kind of slotted into place. Like metaphorically talking about a puzzle, it all kind of just came together and it just felt so right. And but I think the biggest challenge was, you know, the beginning, which is you're exploring various avenues and ways in. Um but I think in those situations, you always have to trust your gut and what feels right. And nothing felt right until we got to to the puzzle piece and going back to it and then seeing what came from it. And it all just, yeah, worked, which was great. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. I've been seeing some comments in the chat, and I just wanted to read them out aloud. There's a comment from Rhoda. The puzzle tool and guide were very helpful in creating program resources. So this year felt really different for a lot of people, especially for the fact that we had like a meta page which had all of the kits, every resources related to Wikipedia at 25 birthday. It was really nice that we had like that repository to just go to and then pick whatever you want to make use of. So that's really a great one. Thank you. And of course, Yash has been sharing a lot of printout image from this anniversary, and it is also saying he loves Mariana cap. I think you can actually get one. There is, if you go on the meta page on Wikipedia as 25, you can place an order and get one. And there's also a thank you from Ginoy. He said, "Thank you, brand team, for sharing the birthday tool and design. It was wonderful. Leaving the call for another meeting." Okay. And then Suya says, "These are available for sale, of course." Oh, wow, interesting. He also made like a 3D of it, of all the design. You should try printing them out though. Okay, do we have any other questions, comments?
For sake of timing, I think it would be quite wise of us to move on so we can have time for the actual activity.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so thank you so much for this, for responding to all of my questions, and Suyash for sharing all of those amazing designs you printed out. With this, we'll move on to the next part of this clinic, which is the puzzle tool play. And I'll pass it
Yes.
back to Bex. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So yes, let's play. We're going to go through the puzzle tool. So I have on this slide here, we have a link to the puzzle tool, which is going to be shared, in the chat I see there. And then I'm gonna do, and you can do it along with me. I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna take you through all the different kind of like I guess tools we have or like elements we have in order to create and use the puzzle tool. I've also linked here a common sample image. This is the image I'm going to use in the demonstration, and you're also open to use it as well. So I've left the link there, but you can also use your own image of your choice. So don't feel obligated to use this one. And then what I've also linked on this slide is a puzzle tool how-to video, which again, you can watch back at another stage to if you want to go through the instructions again. But the main thing of this is exploring, playing around, having fun. There's no right or wrong thing to do. It's totally up to what and how you want your image to look. But basically, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to stop sharing this to go into a different screen. Oh, give me 1 second. So if you click the Commons image link, just so everyone can see, this is the image that we'll be working from, and you can download it just by going on top and clicking the download button. So then we will go to the puzzle tool. So can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. So this is when you click the link to the puzzle tool, this is basically the dashboard that you will see. What you see here is the gray, I mean, not gray, sorry, blue square puzzle pieces. And when we upload an image, that's where your image is going to go. And then if you see on the right-hand side here, you've all these different elements, featured, background, canvas width, canvas height, size, and these are all stuff we're going to play with. So in order to bring an image in, you go to the top of this kind of controls box and you click upload file. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but on my screen right now, a folder pops up and I'm going to click into my downloads where I've downloaded that Commons photo. I'm going to click that and I'm going to press open. And when I click open, as you can see, it is dropped now right into the left-hand side, and you can see the image is now already kind of been embedded in the puzzle pattern that was already there. So as we look at our kind of control panel, we see size, and like purely for this demonstration, I'm just going to take you through all these and then give you some time to kind of make and create what you want to do for your image. And we would love, if anyone wants to share them, we would love to see them. So for example, we have the size here, which is the size of the actual puzzle piece. So as you can see, when I go up, they go really big and you can't really see the image I've uploaded anyway. And then when you go really little, small, you can see kind of more and more. And as they get really tiny, you kind of lose the puzzle piece size, or that they are puzzle piece shapes, but maybe there's a happy medium. For me, I'm going to stick to 7. Or maybe you can click the box yourself, and I'm going to press, oh, not 78, but 8. And there, that's the size of the puzzle pieces I'm going to work with. So as we move down, we have canvas width and height. So obviously you can, depending how big you want your image to be, you know, you can make them bigger, like 4,000. See, it stretches there, and then I put 4,000 and it gets really big. But for the sake of this, I'm not going to keep it that big. But that's just showing you, oh, the max is 2,000. So just so we know that. I actually didn't know that. So we're going to go back to 500 just for the sake of this, for this how-to. So then we see that does the size. So then another fun thing we have is the background color. And if you know a specific color or hex number you want to use and incorporate, you can drop it in, or else you'll see that once you hover above it, a drop-down menu appears and you can explore going to different colors. And what this does is this highlights, I'll just pick kind of a bright color so you can see it. This is basically the background that the image is sitting on. So it's any gaps that are within the puzzle pieces, that color will come through. So then we have the gamma, which kind of plays with the kind of shadowing and shading that's within your image. And if you want a kind of a more reduced shading, then you kind of bring it down. Or if you want to kind of bring more shading of light and dark, you can bring it up, depending on what you want your image to look like. Then we have the brightness minimum and the brightness maximum. And this again are also different iterations playing with the like contrast and the light and dark within your image. As you can see, I'm playing with the max here, and if I bring it down to 0, it brings everything back to blue and you lose the image. And then when you bring it up, depending on the image, you see it stops for me at a certain number because of the different colors and light and shade within the picture I chose, but that could be different for everyone pending the picture. So then we have the gap of size, and what this is the spacing between the puzzle pieces. So I'll just show you here for an example. When we move it up, you see the pieces themselves appear to look smaller, and the spacing between the pieces becomes bigger. So that's the gap of size. And then if you bring it down, you almost completely close the gap and you don't necessarily see the background color anymore. So that again is a preference to what you want. And then we have a color mode option here, which has a drop-down menu, and you can have interpolate, jitter, and threshold. And what these do, again, is they're kind of changing the kind of contrast and the light and dark within the image. So this also can be varied pending the style of your image and what you kind of want your image to look like at the end result. And between kind of the gamma, the color mode, and the thresholds, what they are all doing is they're all kind of playing with the light and dark of the image, what's within your image, but just in different ways. And these are just different ways to control them. You don't have to use them all. You can if you want to. Again, it's up to you to play around and see what you like. You know, if you want to kind of make it only 2 colors, maybe, or bring in more brightness and less kind of detail, these are great for playing around, and then you can see what feels right for your image. And then another fun part here is colors. We can change the colors. I'll just go a bit wild here, just for the fun of it. Maybe I'll just use primary colors. I don't know, that looks a bit mad, but you get the idea. You can see how creative we can be, and you know, you can change. This is like the color 4 is kind of like the base, and then maybe we'll change this back up to white. I don't know, that's kind of fun, bit playful. And then, so let's say I'm happy with this. I export the image. And once I click export, I don't know if you can see it when I share my screen, but immediately just downloads this image that you've created. And it will go, well, for me, it's going to go into my downloads folder, which I can just share here. So when I click here, there it is there. And again, depending on the size that you end up choosing, you can it can be bigger or smaller. And when you've created yours, feel free to share it on social media if you're comfortable with that, or up onto comments, which would be great. We'd love to see them. And yes, like if you guys want to play around with it while we're here, let's do that. And if you want to share anything, there's some time aside for you to explore it and come up with your own creations. If you want to share, we'd love to see them. If you've any questions, you can shout them out. We are here. Another thing you can also upload is GIFs, I believe. So you can play around with GIFs and download them as well. So it doesn't just have to be a static image. But yeah, it's really fun. It's a really fun tool that we created, and it works really well. And you can get really, as you see here, wild images. So it's been a great addition to our visual design system. I definitely have a lot of fun playing with it. So yes, have fun. I'll stop talking now, and let you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Bex, for that. Oh, is frozen on my end? Okay. So y'all, we have the time and we allocated time for y'all to be in the space with each other and with us and with the Wikimedia Foundation brand team to create your own image, and feel free to share. So um we can go into a moment right now where we are sharing as we speak, or we'll just take time to be in quiet mode and y'all take the time to create your pieces. Oh my God, and they're coming in already. Look. Oh, I love it.
They're so cool.
If
Wow.
any of you want to come off mic, if anyone in the room wants to come
Yeah.
off mic, feel free to.
Lucy.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Lucy.
Bex. Yeah, thank you very much. I really enjoyed this. Um, I wanted to confirm, I think I didn't catch up part that segmented the two different background colors. Um, I wonder if you can just take that part again, because mine is just one background color.
Sorry, I couldn't really hear your question there. Could you repeat it?
Okay.
Sorry.
Looking at your own, it has two different backgrounds. Upper part
Mm-hmm.
has a blue background, why the down part has something like a white background. But if you look at mine, it's just one background. So I want to know, like, I think I missed out at the point where you segmented it. So I want to know, like, can you take us back to how you separated it to colors? Yeah.
So maybe it's in the thresholds. It also depends on the image itself. If the image that you've uploaded has a flat background, like if I go back to, hold on, I'm gonna just share the image I downloaded, just to show. So this image that I downloaded has the Earth. Can you everyone see my screen? Just because I can't see it when I share it, so I just want to make sure. So it has like the black of space, and then it has the planet Earth, and then it has an astronaut. So there's already kind of three color elements within this image. So then when I go back to the puzzle tool, for example, and I play with maybe I'll just upload it again so we can see what it looks like. Or maybe, hold on, let me refresh. Yeah, so it starts again. I'm gonna upload it again. So when I upload it, you can see that the black of the space is now all the blue color. The Earth is now this white color matching with the astronauts. When I play with the thresholds, that's going to that's basically playing with like the light and dark, the blacks and whites within the image itself. So when I bring threshold 3, for example, it's anything that was bright in that image goes. So if you're uploading an image already with a flat background, I don't know if much will change in terms of a texture and creating different kind of patterns, if that makes sense. Is that answering your question, Lucy?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
No problem. Another way, like how I've gotten familiar, is uploading different types of images, because then you kind of see what it picks up and what it doesn't, as well. Like when I make, for example, the size really small, there's just more detail to play with in the thresholds. It picks up more of the light and dark that's in the planet Earth, for example, because the space part was always just a flat black background.
There's a comment from Xavier in the chat saying he's trying to fix his image in the puzzle, but he can't seem to get it right. Xavier, do you want to me to speak?
Maybe it would be a case of either refreshing and doing it again like I did, but it kind of, when you open the puzzle tool, let's just see when I refresh it here. These are the kind of settings it lands on, and these are kind of, I guess, the settings for any image that's uploaded. So you could maybe go back to them. They're just on my screen there. I can read them out if you want, but if you type them back in, you can also just highlight the box here and type them in. Maybe that will bring your image back to where it was, and then you can play around with it again. But yeah, it's very much an exploration, trial and error with the different features we have, and you don't have to use all the features at once for one image. I was just taking you through them just to kind of show you what they can do. But yes, some people just upload their image and just play around with the colors, and that's it. You don't have to make it bigger or smaller or change the gaps. The options are there if you want to, though.
Wow, that's so lovely, Suyash. The link to the puzzle is in the chat already. Okay, Bex. Looks extraordinary. Yeah. Okay, do we have any other designs that are coming through? We have Agnes, Emmanuel, Gabriela, Juliana, Lily, Martin, Mbe, Oluwashil, Pascal, Renelle. We're waiting for your designs. Tony, Utibe. Let's keep it coming.
I see Suyash has their hand up.
Oh,
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Suyash.
yeah. Meanwhile, actually, when like people are uploading their images, I just want to utilize this time to ask Ben. Ben, I also like to design graphics a lot, and I have done a couple of SVG work as well. But basically, I use sometime Inkspace, sometime Corel Draw. It depends, like what is easier for me. But do you think like buying or doing a graphics through a digital pen is helpful, or should we go with the. And by the way, I'm the left-hander, so it is very challenging for me to get economic left-handed mouse. So, do you think like purchasing or using any digital pen will help to design complex graphics? That's the question. Thank you.
By digital pen, do you mean like a like a Wacom tablet or
Yeah, sometime there is one tablet, all you can draw anything on that tablet
yeah,
and it directly transfer to your PC. Yeah.
yeah. I I think that's a preference on the designer. For me, I use a bit of both. I have a tablet and it does help me, I guess, if I'm wanting to draw a phone or some sort of like icon and then use the puzzle brush over it. It helps me, but I also use my trackpad on my laptop and that also works. So I don't think it's a must-have or a requirement or a need. I think it's down to preference. Also, I guess depending if you're left-handed or right-handed, or for your wrist as well, it can help for your wrist. I found that I used to use a mouse as well in the past, but I don't think it's a need. No.
And do you believe like Inkspace is good enough to design the complex software? Because being as a Wikipedian and open source supporter, Inkspace is the and GIMP. I think these two are I use most. But do you refer any other open source software which can help us to design any graphics, logo, or anything?
Well, I know, for example, like Figma, and there is they have like it's free to a certain point pending those projects, and I really do think it's a great program. It's a program I'm definitely using a lot more these days, especially for any digital designs that you're creating. It's super easy, especially with vectors for PNGs, SVGs. It really has it all within it, and you can even draw on it now with Figma Jam. And it's not necessarily open source, but they do offer a free, like if you sign up, you can, I think for up to maybe 3 to 5 projects, you don't have to pay for it, and anyone can download it. So I would recommend giving that a go if you haven't already.
Yeah, thank you. But Sigma and one more tool, um, which is very famous. Uh, Forget. So, but because these are the based, and sometime I don't know, I have not experienced with Sigma, but because
Mm,
I work more with the coordinates, because it makes me very easy to move the object as per the coordinates.
yeah.
So yeah, and thank you for this suggestions and all.
No, also Canva. Canva is great.
Canva, exactly. So I was talking about the Canva. The only challenge with Canva is whether I am not aware of how to enable the coordinates, because
Mm,
if we want to align
yeah.
images at very specific coordinate, Canva fails.
Yeah, that's the only. It has improved a lot though, um,
Yeah,
in the past few years. Even like for doing little animations to things, and they have great built-in little features. Yeah, it's great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions or people wanting to share their images with us?
Yeah, Savio, I am still trying to really understand the challenge that you're facing. I can upload a photo, but it's not appearing as visible as this. Oh, so Savio is would like to maybe go over the process of having your
Yeah.
image with very tiny puzzle pieces.
Yeah, with uploading the image again, I feel. And I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but this puzzle tool works best on desktop, not on mobile. Um, it will be hard to because of, as you see, the setups, the control panel being on the right and the kind of space to play is on the left. But can everyone see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So it's on the top of the control panel, you just click upload and a box should open up. And if you've downloaded your image, it will probably be in your downloads folder. So you can just click that and then your downloads folder will open. And within that, I'm clicking the image. And all I do is click open and it will drop the image right where that puzzle pattern was previous, the solid blue one. And from there is when, again, you can play with the canvas width and height if you want it bigger, which I showed. Right now it's at 400. Just for the sake of this exercise so we can see everything. And then the size option is the size of the puzzle piece itself. So if you want it really small, you can see the image a lot clearer. But if you want to kind of create the pattern, the puzzle pattern, maybe you could make them a bit bigger. Does that answer the question?
I believe so. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, he's going to retry it.
And then as
Okay.
you see under upload, there's export image. So once your image is in, you'll have export that pops up under upload, and that's when you're finished. You can export it and it will go back into your downloads folder.
So we're gonna give it a couple more minutes, everyone, to if you have any more questions. If not, we will be closing early if there are no more questions or people want to share their tool. We'll give it a couple more minutes and then we will start to wrap things up.
We can also take this time to share what we've all created, the beautiful images on various social media and using the hashtag Wikipedia 25th. And also do well to, of course, tag us. I know we don't have like a social media page, but you can as well tag the Wikimedia Foundation as well and individual Let's Connect team members. And if you would like to share a link to your posts in the chats, that's also fine. I would be happy to comment and like and repost your designs. Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's clinic. Just a quick summary of what we did today with Bex and Marina. We started by talking about Wikipedia 25. We looked at the history, how it started. We looked at the moment. We also talked about the message behind the celebration. And then we look at the design system. Bex and Mariana were able to walk us through how all of the puzzle pieces came together. They also talked about the various criteria that they had to look into to come up with this beautiful, amazing design. And then we had the puzzle to play where we all did a practical, we all like test the tool, uploaded images using the puzzle piece sites, right? And then we looked at the design system in practice as well. So all of these together, I'm sure we all had a great time. And in order to ensure that we take what we've learned here today to our community, it will be interesting to see our designs on our social media platform, to also see that we take back the learnings we've gotten or we've gotten from this clinic to our various community. And of course, we have all of the resources available for you if you would like to replicate this session with your community members. It also you can as well reach out to us or access these resources on our learning clinic calendar. And before we all go, I would just want us to, of course, remember all of the toolkits. The events page is also there for you. We have the celebration toolkit, of course, on this meta page. We also have a discussion page. Most recently, I discovered that there's also a page where you can go to shout out your happy birthday wishes. I think a whole lot of people need to know about that page. I currently do not have access to the link. I don't know if you could share. There's a link where you just give your shout outs. Happy birthday, Wikipedia. It's on Meta. So I'm sure you also want to leave your mark on that page. So do well to make good use of all of these resources. It's a whole lot of effort that's gone into it. Please, we really want to see you make good use of them. And of course, thank you so much. With this, we've come to the end of today's clinic. I hope it was useful for your work, for your community, for amplifying the Wikipedia's birthday on your social media handles. And of course, with this, I would like to pass to Serene, or maybe some final thoughts or words from Bex and Mariana. Do you have any?
I just want to
Yes.
say thank you. Oh, sorry.
No, you go, you go.
Everyone who joined us. And also, if you have any other questions or you come up with different questions in the future or you have any challenges, do leave comments in or on the Meta page because our team is regularly checking those out and making sure that we can find a solution to help you out. What you brought to us, Siyash, we're definitely going to think about with the poster and how to create larger files. And yeah, just really appreciate all the thoughtful questions. It's really an honor to be able to share this with you all. And again, happy birthday, Wikipedia.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for taking your time to come and join us. We really appreciate it. And it's been so much fun.
Yeah, I just
Thank you.
created one image about the Let's Connect and immediately upload it on Commons. So
Wow, nice.
yeah,
Woohoo!
That's
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
here is the link. Again,
Oh,
sending the
nice.
link. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll pass to Serene now, and she will close us out for today's clinic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bukola. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our sharers, Marina and Bex. Thank you, our participants, for your presence here and for just doing amazing stuff. Suyash, thank you for creating that image and uploading it. We're going to use it for future learning clinics for sure. As usual, we always end our learning clinics with getting feedbacks from you, but this time we added something special because we're celebrating Wikipedia's birthday. So if I might ask you to just open the link, which my colleague just shared, Mentimeter, and we want you to write happy birthday Wikipedia in your native language. And once you do that, you can continue with the feedback and we say goodbye. And Chino is gonna share the screen where we can see the word cloud and just celebrate Wikipedia. So yalla, if I can please ask everyone to do this exercise together.
Also, it's tradition to say goodbye in our native languages. So, in this case, for happy birthday, I welcome everybody to come off mic and say happy birthday in your native language.
Marina, if it couldn't fit the whole message, then maybe you can say it out loud.
I can, yeah. Feliz aniversário, Wikipedia.
Isn't it very quiet to celebrate the 25th birthday actually?
I think they're busy experimenting the tool, Chino.
Well,
Noted.
I would I would say in Hindi, जन्मदिन की शुभकामनाएं विकिपीडिया.
Well, in Arabic, we say Eid Milad Saeed Wikipedia.
We need
In
more
Irish,
languages.
in Irish Gaelic, we would say Lá Brasana Wikipedia.
Bukola, stop thinking. Go ahead.
You caught me there. I'm trying to think like, am I going to say it right? Okay. I think is Akwodo Wikipedia. And I'm sure there are some Yoruba speakers here that would also feel free to correct me. Now, Chino, your turn.
It's similar to what just Suya said, that Subha Janmadina Wikipedia. So Janmadina is like birthday. Happy birthday, Wikipedia. Cassie.
Me, okay. So obviously English, happy birthday, Wikipedia. And shout out to the brand team for giving this beautiful gift. But in Spanish, it would be Feliz cumpleaños, Wikipedia. Muchas gracias al equipo de brand team.
Really.
Yeah, if there's another Spanish speaker in the house, please feel free to say it because I'm coming from an American Chicana accent. So
Any
Okay.
Spanish speaker here? Go ahead, Serene. I'm just
Yeah, I think Cassie
reading
said
the
it
funny
well.
comments. Somebody's asking Lucy, please bail us. That's Clay.
Okay, that's it, I think. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, our interpreters, for making this learning clinic available in multiple languages. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Until next learning clinic, inshallah. Have a good day, night, or whatever.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, team. Thank you, everyone. Muchas
Thank
gracias a
you,
todos.
everyone.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Have a
Bye.
good day, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Da